Guys, let me tell you about my past week. It was amazing. I got selected for the Georgia DNR's Ossabaw Quota hunt. Awesome experience. I went to the first gun hunt of the season in early November, late October. What a great time. Just enjoyable, beautiful location, great people, good times. So do me a favor, if you're new around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like the video when you get done watching it, hit the like button. Let's get into it. All right, guys. Well, we just got the boat in the water. Well, I just got the boat in the water. You can notice my Courtney and the kids aren't with me today. We're getting ready to go to Ossabaw Island for the Georgia DNR's Ossabaw Island quota hunt for deer and hogs. So we're in the boat. We have everything loaded in I think we're going to need. This is my second time going. All right, so I'm leaving from the DNR dock down in Keller, Georgia. You have the other option of going to Kilkenny Marina and going out there. They have a trolley service. So if you are not comfortable driving in tidal waters or not used to doing it, I would highly suggest taking that. It's worth its money. It is quick and easy. It's close. It's a very short boat ride. Actually, it is the closest boat ride you can get. Anywhere else, you'll go quite a ways around to get to it. I would suggest going there, meeting up with those guys. They should send you a letter in the mail about a week or two before your trip. They'll let you know all the information that you need to know so you can book with them. But I chose to take my boat because I do live here in this area. I'm very familiar with this area and the waters, so that's what the plan is. I'm gonna take the boat and we're just gonna enjoy it. So I will record some videos as we go along, and we will see how it goes. Hopefully it holds up well. I don't know. I got the other camera too, so I'll put that out. Hope you enjoy. Here we go. So another way that you can go is by going to the Kilkenny Marina. They will take you across. They have a fee. Typically you'll get a letter in the mail a week or two before your trip actually starts. And they'll escort you across and escort you back. They have parking there, really nice facility, good guys. They'll be able to take care of you if you choose to go that route or if you want to take your own boat. One word of caution, let me show you real quick. Very limited boat space, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it is right now, I believe, around 12:15. All boat spaces are taken. And people have unloaded. The dock was filled with people from here all the way to there. I just waited by, let everybody get their stuff unloaded and got my spot. So everybody's still unloading quick. When I got there at Tuesday at about 11:30, the parking for the boats was already taken up. So I would suggest it's probably the better choice to go by the marina way. Save a little bit of headache on your end if you do have a boat, because if not, you may have to stream anchor or tie to somebody else's boat. The more people that bring boats, obviously, the more headache you're going to have. So I suggest looking into that before you make your trip. Long and hard thought about that because, like I said, Tuesday morning, before the hunt even started, before you can even get on the island, all the boat parking was already taken. Got there was a pretty good line of guys, obviously, from their boats being parked there going up the river. And I just waited. It wasn't really worth trying to drag all my stuff up the ramp and then get going. So I didn't. So once I got there, I got my boat unloaded, found my campsite that I was gonna go to, and then I set up my tent. Got my little camp area kind of just together while there's still daylight. I will see you guys in like 5 minutes. Daddy needs a break. All right, so I got set up. I've had dinner already. I apologize, I didn't video that. I was hungrier than I thought I was, so I ate. But I did get a fire going, and we're gonna sit here and just relax and enjoy the peace and quiet with the helicopters flying up above. I'm assuming either Coast Guard Can't really see it yet. But yeah, we'll sit here and just enjoy the fire and enjoy life. Well, the sun's about to settle here. I think everybody that's coming tonight is here, maybe. Sun's settling down, so we're gonna go sit by the boat and relax. The tide's going down here at the dock. I don't know if it gets any better. Which is Wednesday, so I got there Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, you're on your own. There's no facilities available to you other than just primitive camping. So you better bring everything you need. Tuesday night, had a fire, enjoyed myself, met some new friends. So that morning around 9 a.m., I believe it was, there's check-in. So we checked in, we went ahead and got our sites that we were gonna be hunting. The friends that I'd met the Friday night before, we loaded up in the boat and went fishing. They caught a few trout, and we had a good time. I didn't have any video of that, so I apologize, but I got a photo here. And it was just a great time meeting new people and enjoying it and sharing stories and just enjoying life. Once we finished fishing around noon, we went back to the site. It might have been a little bit later than noon, but we went back to the campsite, boat docked. There's more people coming in at that point. We were able to just go enjoy lunch, enjoy sitting by the fire. I took a shower once they had the facilities turned on. At the facilities, they do have running water. They do have a shower facility, hot showers, which is really nice. They have a small charging station for your cell phones or other electronics that you can plug in. They have a deer cooler and a hog cooler. They're the same one. They also have a cleaning station that has racks and lifts for your deer, which is really nice. I'll show you a video of that here in a minute, walking through there. So let's take a look at that. So it's your first time coming to Ossabaw, I suggest you bring your own cart. There are no carts on the island. There's some online forums that say there is not any. I would suggest bringing your own cart. I personally use like a dolly. Some people choose to use things like gorilla carts to carry their stuff around. Other people use trash carts to put their stuff in and get around. I'm gonna show you one thing when you come to the island. When you get here, there's two ways that you can go. You can go straight into this large field, or you can go left into a road where there's campsites. If you go this way, you'll go a certain distance before it gets a little bit sandy. It's a little tough to go. Another way to go is to walk all the way from here to the building over there, and it's pretty much hard packed, and that's hard pack around to some more campsites. So if you do come here, there are campsites from the dock all the way past the back of the building over there. So just know that. Here in a second I'll show you. Okay, so if you choose to go on the left side, the left ramp, this is the campsite area that you'd come down. That's a long road. There are campsites scattered all throughout this area, multiple throughout. There's one there, there's one there. Not too far of a walk. You may feel like it is at the beginning. I would suggest taking smaller loads and just take your time. Don't be in a rush to get here. I highly suggest getting here early. I'll probably sit down and do another part of the video and explain all that to you later, but you know, get here early, enjoy it, enjoy actually being here. That's what it's about. So as you can see, there's campsites all throughout this area. There's no need to rush and pile in right at the front or the back for that matter. Just choose where you want to go, and the campsites continue all the way down and around, nice far out and away from a lot of stuff. So I'll show you guys some of the amenities they have, and then we'll take a quick peek at them and we'll go from there. Alright, so some of the amenities they have a dishwashing station. Do not wash your dishes in the bathroom. There's signs everywhere. Obviously you don't want people's food particles where you're taking a shower and doing your business. Not very sanitary. But they have a dishwashing station here. It does have lighting, it does have running water. Somebody even brought a thing of Dawn to leave for you. So you do have this area for prepping meals or to wash your dishes. It's for this other area. So over here in this building, they have a generator that runs the building, the cooler, and the well. I'm not gonna get much closer because I'm sure it's gonna get really loud, but as you can see over here, this is a cleaning station. It has hooks. That's where they weigh and measure all the deer, age them. You can go ahead and get them cleaned, prepped, however you need to. Over here in the side, there is a cooler. So in the cooler, they have room for 2 hogs and 2 deer, I believe they said, per person. So anything more than that, they request that you put it in your cooler and pile it up. Next little area here is the charging station. So if you have your phones, you can charge them here. They have a generator that charges all this, battery packs, things like that. This is the sign-in stand area. So this is where you'll sign in for the hunts. They have, take a picture of this with your phone so you have it in case there's an emergency or you get lost or something like that. But they have the walk-in, Route 1, Route 2, Route 3, and then the truck route. These areas here kind of give you an idea of what all they have. I would suggest doing the choosing your area and going. You gotta sign up. There's normally sign-in sheets here that aren't here right now because the hunters are out. But this is where you would do that at. All right, so these are the shower facilities. Kind of give you an idea of what you'll have here. You have a toilet, a sink, and a shower area to take your shower. There is warm water, but they only turn it on the Wednesday. So if the hunt, they turn on the day of, you can actually be on the island of check-in, so they turn it on. So if you plan on taking a shower, just know that there is no hot water or power here on the first night. You'll be on your own for that. But after that, once they do the check-in, they turn everything on and you're ready to roll. I don't know if I showed this. This is the trailers that you'll go out on. They hook them to trucks and they take you out. Number 2, every trailer has a number on it, and so that would be your route that you ride. So if your stand is on Route 2, that's what you hop on. And this in the back is where you'll load your gear and your kills to bring back here. So yeah, a little bit of tribal knowledge, things that people don't really know unless they've been here before. When you get here, the first thing you want to do after you find your campsite is to come right here to the front of the building at this window where check-in, and there'll be a line of chairs. Go ahead and put your chair out. The chair is how you mark your space in line. It's just a gentleman's agreement to check in, and that's how you get your campsite, your spot. So make sure you know that. Make sure you bring your ID. Make sure you have that. Make sure you come to the mandatory hunters meeting where they go over a ton of information for you. Enjoy yourself. I think some of the other tribal knowledge for the island, they have water. Some people say it's not the best. I personally bring bottled water and water from the house. I think that is the basis of it. I might sit down and do a talk through to anything. I can't remember right now. I'm a little tired. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like button. One of the things, as soon as you get there and you find your campsite, I would highly suggest that you go put out a chair at the check-in station. That's kind of the gentleman's agreement way of marking your space in line to get your site. Some people have sites they swear by, others don't. I can tell you that each time I've been, each different location took deer and took hogs. This trip was kind of slow, so there wasn't a ton, but I did see quite a bit of deer. I did not see as many hogs this time. And the amount taken was a little bit less. I can definitely say that. So once 5 o'clock rolled around, we went ahead and got our, we had our meeting, our afternoon meeting, our mandatory hunting meeting. There they go over the rules of the campground, of the hunt, of everything that you really need to know. It's a lot of good information. Pay attention, write the times down, because you will need them. Take a photo also of the emergency numbers there. On the island, there's not great cell phone coverage. I would suggest if you do go, text messaging seemed to work further in on the island. Near the camping site, you did have some cell signal, which was nice. But further in, you don't have very good cell coverage. So I would suggest if you do have an issue, write those numbers down, text them if you need something, or call them if it's an emergency. Yeah, just be safe while you're there. So a couple things you need to know from that mandatory meeting that's probably pertinent to you going is make sure you understand that you can cut up firewood there only if it's on the ground. If it's standing, whether dead or alive, you can't touch it. So it's suggested that I would bring some firewood if you're able to. If not, as soon as you get there, make sure you have a way of getting your firewood gathered if you'd like. They do have fire pits, and you're not allowed to have a fire outside of those fire pits. At the campground, I'll kind of show you here in this part of the video what's there. You have a fire pit, you have a hook for a lantern if you like, and that's it. It's pretty basic, but it's a wonderful time. All the campsites are beautiful. Later on in the video, I'll show you some of the campsites, and there's areas you can go to that are a little bit further out, so everybody doesn't have to be so crowded. Give a little bit of space so you can actually enjoy your time in the great outdoors. All right, so when you come to Ossabaw, your campsite will probably look a lot like this one. It's just an empty area with a fire pit. They do not allow fires outside the fire pits, so you want a fire pit if you want to have a fire. But you have a fire ring, has a grill on it. You have a post to put your light if you need it. And that's it. That's what you have. Most of it's, the grass is a little bit tall. They're pine cones. You have to clear your sight. But it's a pretty nice little area. In the meeting, another thing that was discussed is hunter safety. No loaded guns in the campground area or on the trailers, and it has to be 50 yards off the road, just like any other hunt. The showers, you're not allowed to wash dishes in there. They actually have an entire little area for you to wash your dishes. It's really nice. It has sinks. So make sure you bring some dishwashing soap for it. Another suggestion, I was talking to some of the guys that had been there in the past and things that they suggested, shower shoes. Make sure you bring a pair of sandals, Crocs, flip-flops, whatever you want to bring. So when you take a shower, the showers, they're not the cleanest. Unfortunately, you have a shower, a stall, a toilet, all in the same room. Just to keep yourself feeling a little bit sanitary while you're there, I would suggest bringing some shower shoes when you take your showers. All right, so once we did the check-in the night before, you have the next night to get ready and prepped. I kind of got a few things together, met some new people again, was able to cook dinner and get ready. So I got my guns ready, was able to make sure everything's clean there. Got my bag ready and my clothes for the next morning. The next morning rolled around, it was about 4:30 when I woke up, had breakfast, got everything packed and ready to roll. We had to be on the trailer at 6 a.m. So we had to leave, we were leaving at 6 a.m. So you want to be there a little bit early and ready to roll. So we loaded up. I think I took some video of that. If I did, I'll put it here. All right, guys, well, it's day one of the first hunt, getting ready to go out. It's morning time. I just finished breakfast, about to go over to the trailer and hop up. Hopefully you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see me here or not, but if you can, hopefully. We'll get at it. I'll get you more video here in a minute when we get to the trailer. All right. All right, so everybody's loading up. About to head out. I don't know how well you can see us, but that's where we're gonna head to. Loading up. Here. Once we got on the trailer, we drove to our site. I might have some old video, I'm gonna look back and see, but your site has a small marker nailed to the tree and it has a number on it. And that's how you know your area, and that's where they drop you off at. That's where they'll pick you back up at. So on this hunt, we started out at 6 a.m. leaving the facility. About 15-20 minutes later, we got to our campsite. At that point, we then went hunting. During this trip, they had a pickup time of 11 a.m. and they brought us back to the campground if we wanted to have lunch and kind of get refreshed. And then that same route went back out at 2 p.m. And then we were there till 7 p.m. hunting. So I'm gonna show you some video of that part of it real quick and go from there. So it's the morning. It's morning number one. Didn't get anything yet this morning. Didn't even see anything. I was kind of surprised. A lot less gunfire than there normally is. But yeah. So we're about to walk out. Kind of show you guys how beautiful this place is. All right, so we're walking back to the trailer now. Get ready to start for the afternoon hunt of day one. This morning, I think there were 7 deer that were taken. There were 3 hogs. So yeah, so we'll try our luck and see what we get from it. Here's the other parts of the campsite if you haven't seen it yet. Can I show the thing? So on that first afternoon hunt, I did see some deer, and there was a young buck who was trying to chase a doe, and I waited hoping a larger deer would come in, and it did. I took the shot. I began tracking that deer a little bit later on. Unfortunately, I ended up in some palmettos, and it was very thick, very tall. I ended up getting lost. Long story short, I did miss the trailer. I was able to navigate my way back to the main road, and they did come back and pick me up. I started walking back to the camp, but they did come back out and look for me. They did send me a text message and call me. However, I did not have my phone signal, so I didn't receive that. So I would highly suggest when you go, I would take a compass, and I'm gonna put a list at the very end of this, what I would suggest you also take. Things that are very important to having a successful, enjoyable hunt. So that night, I got back to the site. Not many people were very successful with hunting that night. Just a handful of deer were taken that day. So we got up the next morning and did the same thing over again. All right, so it's morning, the second hunt. Getting ready, just got out of bed, got my breakfast made. Getting ready to head back in last night, got a little lost in the woods. Not very exciting, but did get a buck, did get a hog. So be going back out this morning, hopefully get the same chance. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, it's the morning of day 2. I did see a doe, and 2 fawns was with that doe, so I decided not to take her. But I want to show you guys just how beautiful this place is. So I'm gonna give you a quick tour real quick. And then you have trees like this one behind me that just tower over everything around. It is amazing. Over again. I did see a couple deer that morning, and so that was good. We then did our thing for the next 2 days. I mean, pretty much repetitive process of hunting. There, you can change your location if it's available. You do have to move your name from that spot that you are currently on, though, when you move over. It's just courtesy to make sure you do that. There's also some walk-in areas you can go to. If you do go to the walk-in areas, make sure you take a map with you. Use an app. There's multiple ones out there. There's Hunt Stand, Onyx. You can probably even use Google Maps to keep track of where you're at, just to be safe and make sure you know where to go to get back to the campground. All right, guys, day 2, afternoon hunt. Get ready to get started. Everybody's loading up on the trailer, getting ready to roll. On Saturday morning, the rain came in. Didn't have a successful hunt in the mornings before that. It was my wife's birthday weekend. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and just pack it up and get home to celebrate my wife's birthday with her. So I packed everything up. I got the boat loaded back up, all my gear put away. I made my way back home. So here's me leaving and heading out. All right, so if you guys come here, you'll see there's not a lot of places to tie a boat off to. One thing I would suggest is bringing some paracord or some cord in general, and you can use it to tie it to the dock through the edge of the dock. It makes life way easier to tie your boat up. But I would suggest doing that. Save yourself a little bit of headache while docking. So I'm gonna get loaded up and get rolling, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, so we got the boat off, helped with some of the guys there. They got a ferry coming in to grab them. And we are heading back to the house. So I will see you guys soon. Yeah, it was a great trip. So now you've seen how the trip went. Things I would highly suggest you take. Things that you need, things you don't need. First and foremost, you're gonna want some water, your food, your tent, your basic items for camping of that nature. Whatever you're gonna cook your food on. They do have flip down grills over the fire pits if you want to cook that way. I personally take a small butane cook stove and a small jet boil for boiling water to make some food that way. I take a 5-gallon container of water for myself. I take my tent, I take my guns and my hunting clothes. I take a pop-up tent, put all my cooking stuff underneath. I use a tarp to make sure that my food's covered from the rain and the weather. I take a chair to sit in. I would suggest taking a chair. When you go hunt, things such as your climbing stand. If you want to take a climbing stand, if not, a chair to take in the woods. It's kind of important to have that. Take some snacks with you for when hunting, because you are out there for a little bit of extended time. It's nice to have those, and a little bit of extra water with you. Just in case you get lost in the middle of the night, you know, it helps, especially that 5-mile walk back if you have to do it. Campsite things that you may forget about. Once again, the shoes. You definitely want shoes in the shower. That'd be helpful. A pair of shoes for the campsite. Unless you're just comfortable wearing your hunting boots, it does all the same, I guess. Something to cut wood up if you choose to cut wood up. I would suggest taking some kind of light, headlamp. You can take a camping light if you like. Any of those things work just fine. So yeah, I think that's all I can remember right now. If there's something I forgot and you were there or you've been there before and things you think would be helpful, comment down below. Let other people know what items they should bring, because there's definitely, I'm just one man giving you my opinion on the hunt. You know how I'm thinking about it. Another thing to be cautious of here in this area is alligators when you're out and about. There are alligators there. There are rattlesnakes. I saw a huge rattlesnake while we were there. So just keep cautious that there's items that are in the wild there on an untouched island. There's some alligators I've heard are about 13 to 14 feet, fairly large animals. The snake boots is something else I would suggest. That's definitely an important item to have if you have a pair, just to be on the safe side as you're going through the woods there. Compass, don't forget a compass, a manual hand compass, and know how to use it. Know which way you can go to get to the road from your hunting area, and just make sure you're safe that way. But yeah, so I think that is about it for the trip. It was just awesome, guys. It was probably one of the most beautiful experiences you'll have hunting. Breathtaking views, great people, wonderful staff that helps everything go and run smoothly and keep everything going like it should. So big congratulations to DNR and their ability to make sure that everything runs smoothly. The biologists that are there checking the deer, measuring them, making sure everything is going as it should for the biology there. I mean, it's just amazing what all goes into it. So big ups to those guys and gals for making sure that the facility just is so well ran and just a smooth event for everybody. So if you get the opportunity, go to DNR's website, sign up for the quota hunt. If you go, let me know down below that you've watched this video. I'm really curious if you would subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. It helps grow this channel.